Cheers! Welcome to my channel. Thank you for showing up. This is a collective reading from Tattletales, from Tales from the Vector. So be aware that parts of it may or may not resonate with you, and just take what works for you and leave the rest behind. I want to say thank you for the likes and any comments you're free to make, and shares. I really do appreciate them as they're helping me to build my channel. Here, I'm going to I've already shuffled, and I'm just giving the cards a few cuts here. There we go. And let's get started. So the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. And so the King of Cups energy is, this king is the most emotionally available of all of the kings in the minor arcana. He's sitting in a big amount of water here, and he's on this concrete slab on his throne. He is holding the cup. This is, the cups represent love, or like it can be romantic love, or it can be love of what you do or what you want to be. He's got his right foot like almost dipped, over the water. He's ready to make a move here, it looks like, and he's making this move in a way where he really has mastered his ability to be able to contain his emotions, whatever's happening here. And we have the Page of Pentacles. I'm just double checking. Yes, sorry about that. I'm just double checking that I have it in the right place here. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles is holding a pentacle in his hands, as you can see, and he's really studying it. And it's like the Page of Pentacles generally is someone that's younger, probably under the age of 21. And he's like a younger version of the Knight. And you'll notice all that red on his head. Like he's very passionate and very enthusiastic about life. And it's almost like he's studying that pentacle. Like, okay, I want to understand. I'm getting for this. It represents money. The pentacle represents abundance of in all ways, like wealth, health, happiness, and also the energy of money. And now we have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is a card showing that this person that's on the bench doing the stonework here has mastered his craft. He's, his skill set. And he's at a point now where people are noticing his good work, and they are wanting to collaborate with him. And so there's two people here, they're looking at plans together. And then he also is, if you notice, he's standing on a bench. So it's just representing that he is someone that has elevated his career. And it could be the Page of Pentacles. And just saying, the Page of Pentacles is usually from a family that understands money and understands the value of money, and that money is a tool to be used to be able to achieve what you want in life. We have the Never-Ending Nightmare card, which has been coming up a lot. So this card is of someone waking up in the middle of the night, and it looks like they're like distraught. And this is a card where like the cycle keeps repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself. Or it could be illumination from the Holy Spirit in the wee hours of the morning, between 2 and 4 usually. And the one thing that gives us, this person could be like holding his head, trying to remember a dream, a vision or something that an impression that he got and woke up, startled by it. And the blanket that's on his bed is, that quilt has cosmic symbols from astrology on it, which basically is saying that the universe has you covered. So we'll find out if this is a never-ending nightmare or a blessing in disguise, or both, and maybe it's a never-ending nightmare that is coming to an end. Yeah, and then we have Pentacles, Pentacles. So the Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles is a card showing someone who's really reflecting on the Pentacles they've made up to this point and how they made them and whether or not it was worth it. Like, do they feel like the work that they put in, did they get what they wanted out of it? And there's a new pentacle, and it almost feels like it's this pentacle here that is at his feet. So this is like saying perhaps he's moving forward in a different way, and he's willing to just start over with one pentacle, and because he just doesn't feel like all the work he put into these other pentacles here, these 6 here, were worth the value or what he expected, or he's disappointed in the outcome. And then he starts off on a new journey. So it almost feels like this young man or this young person, because the page was generally a male when in the old days. But now it represents a male or a female in their masculine energy, starting off new and enthusiastic. And it looks like they put a lot of work in, but it didn't turn out the way they wanted it to. This is also my card of Masons, of secret societies. We'll see if there's anything to do with that here. But it looks like whatever work he put in, he's just really feeling like he wants to do something new. And that doesn't mean that it was like not successful or that it wasn't valuable. It just means that maybe, when you begin get out fresh out of school and you think you want to be in this career or that career, perhaps he just, did it and mastered it and now realizes it's not really what he wanted, which is very common. And now he wants to start off on a new journey with what he learned from these pentacles and this one pentacle here, and he's just willing to go on a different journey. And as a young man, that's a great thing, like to, especially these days. Years ago, people would stay in work for the same company for their entire life, or in the same industry at least. And these days, it's not like that at all. People often change careers, change companies, etc. It's actually more common now. And then, and what's coming up is that's partly like the Piscean energy and that we moved out of. We moved out of Pisces around 2020 into the age of Aquarius. And the Piscean way was like that energy was where people stayed in the same career for a long time, and it's sort of the old boys club energy like that. And it was actually uncommon for people to, have several different careers or several different companies they worked for or whatever. But now it's the opposite, because we're in the age of Aquarius now, and we have I feel like that's what's talking, this here is the swords represent, the 2 of swords are this and that. Like, do I want this or do I want that? Do I want to do it this way or do I want to do it that way? And it's kind of a card that shows that someone can have a bit of a closed mind, because there's more than one way to do this. There's more than just 2 careers out there, or 2 ways of doing things, or 2 companies that you could work for. And so it feels like there's some energy here of maybe what this person is doing now and what they want to do now is totally opposite from each other, or something like that. We'll keep looking into it and see. In any case, yes. This card here is the Ace of Swords, is a card showing that the universe is handing this person a gift, and this gift is this represents the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. So what this card is saying is that this move is supported by the universe, and the different plants on here. There's a palm tree and an olive branch. So sometimes this can be like it's showing that there's different opportunities, and it's also like a peace offering in some ways. So we have Justice. Justice is a card of, it's in the major arcana, and justice is actually about becoming neutral to what's happened in the past and being able to move forward from it. She's sitting in between two pillars here, and there's the curtain in the background. So the curtain is sort of representing what's been hidden or behind the veil, and that is like the blindfold. There's some truth to this, and there's also some hidden elements still I'm getting that this person is going to have to work through to be able to really be successful, I'm getting, on this journey. Yes, and the Knight of Pentacles, that coming up right now. So what this is telling me is that this young man is now a knight. And knights were at least 21 years of age. And, if you did really well as a page working for royalty and delivering messages, then you could afford a horse. So he's obviously been able to do that. Then you can become a knight. And so this could be a promotion also. A totally different, maybe working for the same company, but in a totally different position. He still has that, he still has that pentacle, but now he's like overlooking the territory from a horse rather than on foot. And this is the slowest knight in the deck, in the tarot deck. He's not rushing in. He's, the horse is at a standstill. So sometimes this can mean that it's taken someone a really long time to be able to make a change, or they're having, they're really feeling challenged by making a decision. And that kind of sitting on this card that's what it's saying. So there's something that this young energy is wanting, like maybe he's making a choice whether he's going to stay now in this promotion, accept it, or is he going to move forward in a totally different way. And you notice that's kind of sitting right on the Fool, and it's right on this like closed mind kind of energy, not sure energy. But the truth is coming out, and so he will come. He's sitting here on his horse, and he's gazing off into the horizon, and he's making his choices. What's coming up, and because we started off with the King of Cups, I'm getting that he has learned how to control his emotions and contain himself, and that's why he's not in a hurry to make this decision. He's really allowing himself to calculate if this is what he really wants. And there we have it. The Ten of Swords comes up. I don't think I've done a reading in the last few days where this card has not shown up. And at first it's very disturbing. Having said that, this card is about a cycle ending, and which makes sense. It's sitting like right on these pentacles, and him contemplating whether this is the line of work he wants to be in is what's coming up. And then deciding, or does he want to go off in a totally different direction? And this dog, this little white dog, it represents innocence. And, the dog can be seen as either alerting him to the fact that he's about to walk right off the cliff here, or just, excited with him going on the journey. And you notice he doesn't have a lot, he's not carrying a lot of baggage with him. So sometimes the baggage can be representing like this never-ending nightmare. Like if he goes off in this other direction, that he will be letting go of this, and then this will be over. Sometimes this card is actually a blessing in disguise. His hand is in the shape of a blessing, which is very similar to the Hierophant. And what this is saying is perhaps he found out some sort of truth, and he wants he wants peace in his life, and he's decided that he's going to made this choice now, because this card is representing an end of a cycle, and that by having done that, it's a blessing in disguise. I'm making a pyramid here, and this bottom row in this spread is what you need to be able to succeed in life. You know, the bare necessities, like what you actually need. And now we're moving into the manifestation. So what are the obstacles to being able to manifest what you want? Wow, there we have it. Like, this has been a real struggle of the mind. You know, it's been, for him, this is a big decision. Like, he's come to this decision, like, it wasn't an easy decision to make. This is like a mental prison almost. And it's sitting right on, like, the pentacles and the never-ending nightmare. So however he was making his money before, like, this card is a mental prison, but it also can represent 3D prison. Just being unable to move, like being unable to make a move. So let's see some more. So this mental struggle is over this money, because you see both, they're all like together, and he's contemplated this. He wants to move on, still struggling with the information. He's come to some truth within himself, and he's become neutral enough to make a decision. And it's ending a cycle, and it's ending this mental prison is what's coming up. So that's a good thing. There we have it. Another sword. A lot of thinking going on here. It could be a lot of overthinking. But now you'll notice the Queen of Swords, she has her sword in the air, and you can see the point of her sword where you couldn't see the point on either of these. And she is looking directly at this woman who's, in this position where she feels bound. And this card sometimes can come up as being duty bound, feeling like you have to do something. It's your duty to do it, and you don't have a choice. And this is now saying she's cutting through that. Like, she's gotten to, it's coming up, she's gotten to a point where she's got clarity, and she's willing to stand on her own. That one bird in the background, all of the face cards in the swords have a little flock of birds in the back, just the face ones. And that one, with the Queen of Swords, there's only one bird. And so that's just saying she's willing to stand alone on her convictions, and she's cutting the crap out of her life, is basically. And I feel like this inability to really make a decision is it's done now. It's like, whatever this is, she doesn't want it anymore, and she wants to move forward. So this, this queen could also be a male that is in his feminine energy, and is not using the logical mental part so much, but more the intuitive insight that he has or she has to move forward in a different way. Head above the clouds. And it's so interesting because she is looking this way. She's looking at the past, and she does have her left hand, like, she's willing to receive, like, from the universe, this gift. But looking back at the past while she does it with her sword ready. If she has to cut through things, she will. And then the Judgment comes in. So this Judgment is sitting here on the page the way he used to be. And now he's a knight. He's grown up somewhat. And it just definitely feels like whatever he was doing for work, he's now made a judgment for himself or perhaps others. Maybe he got fired, you know. So this is a general reading, so take it in context with your own and with what's going on in your life or people around you, etc. Or this could be part of what's happening in the world, you know, at large. The Judgment card is about, you know, the angel with the trumpet bringing in, you know, she's bringing in the news also. So it's sitting on that communication also. And she's, you know, let the trumpet blow. And you'll notice that these three, it looks like coffins with the man and it looks like a family, a man, a husband, a wife, and a child energy. They are coming, it's like skeletons coming out of the closet. They're coming out of the box, like Pandora's box, or this feels like this might be ancestors. And across the horizon there, they are mirrored by the same three waving to them and saying, way to be, way to go. So whatever it feels like, this energy is about not doing what his ancestors did and moving on into a different way and being cheered on by others, like, okay, like this is the new version of them saying, you know, do it. Interesting. Yeah, the Wounded Warrior card. This person's been through it. And very similar, you notice, to this card here. There's the one sword in front here, and he's just got the one wand. And they're both backed by, she's backed by the swords and he's backed by the wands. This card shows somebody that's, you know, had to fight for their position and had to, these wands behind him are sort of, they're planted behind him. And this card is it's the 9 of Wands. And it shows action, that there's been action taken. And it follows, though, the 8 of Wands, which is about conception. So I'm just getting that this has been quite a struggle within himself, and possibly he's disappointed his family, or, you know, like ancestors, or something came out regarding his ancestry, because it's like these people just boom out of this these dark boxes, and he's had to deal with that. And now he's chosen this new wand to move forward with. Just you know, how he's leaning on this one, and the one pentacle is here. Feels like it was quite a fight, and this fight can easily represent someone's will. A battle of wills is what's coming up, and it can also represent, because of this, that maybe he's gone through quite a bit of judgment from his family, friends, his community, whatever, because he's making this choice. And here we have, and I'm also getting, it could be judgment within himself. And then we have the disappointments of life. So when this truth comes out, it's really shaken things up, caused the end of his cycle, and sort of let him out of this mental prison, because he has to make a decision. That's what the Queen of Swords is doing. And the judgment, he's made the judgment, and maybe people are judging him because of his decision. And so that's the manifestation. So he has to overcome the obstacle of judging himself and others judging him, to do what he feels is the right thing for him. And then he's also here with these 3 cups here, and this one being handed to him, he's not sure, like, should I take that fourth cup? Because, like, is this really going to be different? Or is it just going to be more of the same old shift? And, you know, so this cup might just be more of the same, or it could be a new cup, like a new pentacle and a new cup. So this is the decision that he has to make now. And there shows up the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is right on top of these sword cards, blessing in disguise, or, you know, stabbed in the back and left for unalive. I'm getting that the energy has been pretty rough for him, whatever he's gone through. And this card, I'm almost getting, might have traumatized. Like, this almost feels like someone maybe that was in the military and went off to serve his country and then came back, you know, mentally wounded with he's got PTSD. Is that how you say it? I'm in the zone and I'm not sure I said that right. I'm just sort of getting that energy that whatever he was doing left him traumatized. But now we have the Queen of Pentacles. He may have met someone because the King of Cups is all about love. And, you know, love cures everything, right? So maybe he's met a partner, he or she. You can reverse these roles. And the Queen of Pentacles is here, and she's all about quality over quantity. And this is right above these pentacles. And I'm just feeling, because Remembrance Day is coming up. It just really felt like all of a sudden there's just this sadness, you know, of having to, duty bound. Yeah. Yeah, this is like I just felt like this sense of like deep grief. And and that this person has really had to overcome trauma. And now it's almost like this queen is studying this pentacle that he has between his feet, which, like, you know, you can imagine if you start off and you think, okay, I'm going to go serve my country and everything, and then you go through a lot of trauma and you come back and, you know, nothing's the same. And I could just feel like this, the energy just kind of being drained here, like with the disappointment. And it's almost like on his return back. Yeah. I really feel this is someone that's gone away, has witnessed a lot of things that were traumatic, and now he's returned. And I'm just getting that this pentacle is health, wealth, and happiness. It's not just about money. And then we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is, again, it's like I feel like this is now representing the same person, but now he's in a moving on in this new way. It's right above the Fool here, and he's moving on in a different way, and he's not even looking at the sword. So that's really cool. He's actually looking at the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like perhaps, like, you know, love love is the answer. And maybe learning to love himself again, that kind of energy. And this does represent, again, someone that is from a family that, you know, like, this always reminds me of golfing, and it, you know, of someone who was raised a certain way, like a professional kind of family. And you'll notice the flock of birds in the background there. So I feel like I feel like this person doesn't feel so alone anymore. And yeah, like that, perhaps meeting someone has caused him to be able to find new community. And I'm just getting, this is a healing journey. Yeah, because this card, the 10 of Wands, is about, he's got all these wands here, and he's heavily burdened. You can see he's got a burden, but he's almost home. He's almost there. He doesn't have that much further to go, and he could choose. These sometimes represents burdens we're carrying that are not our own. And I'm getting, like, if he wants to get there sooner, he could just put some of these down. And like these wands actually represent what he has, where he's been there, and he's, done things. And these wands represent actions that he's taken. And it's time this is actually as a card of celebration if he chooses to put down the burdens that no longer belong to him and just go home. It's time to go home and celebrate. This card is coming up as celebrating his return home, and celebrating not just his return home, but I'm getting his return back to his heart. Like being able to heal. Like that card doesn't normally say that to me, but it does in this case. Yeah, and then it's followed by the sun. So the sun represents God. And, when the sun comes out and it's a chilly day, but the sun comes out from behind the cloud, and it might be behind your back, and it warms your back, and it just feels so good. And I'm getting that the sun is representing him when he was really young and more carefree. You see that heavy banner there? This young child it's very heavy, but this young child is carrying it. And all the sunflowers in the background there behind the wall, that was like, that they follow the sun, and it's a reminder of happier times. So when he was younger, he was a very more carefree, and this energy, it's really interesting because of the similarity to this robe, that it's like, okay, this isn't so heavy anymore now, and it's time, to heal and to have faith again, to be able to feel the sun, to be able to feel the love, to feel loved, and to be able to love. Yeah, moving into a new world. This card shows that someone that has, has planted energy somewhere, but it has the world in their hands. That's what this ball represents. And this is showing that they're looking off into the horizon. He's standing on the top of a castle here. So this is showing that this person has been successful at what he was doing, ready to go for something different now, ready to expand horizons, ready to look at things from a new perspective, like off this roof. And this quite often is like the big fish in a small pond. And one thing I'm really noticing too is he's just got a little red beret on his head. And this is not so big, you know what I mean? Like now he's got this behind him, behind his shoulders, and he's able to look forward. I'm getting he's looking forward to the future now. That's nice to see. I like that. Yeah, I'm just still feeling like so much sadness in like that this person was carrying. A lot of it not really his to carry. That one person couldn't even carry that. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which is definitely love. The Knight in shining armor coming in with love, a cup of love. And I love that. Like this could be a male or a female. And, you know, it also could be that the King of Cups is all about being emotionally available. So this king could also be a woman. So it just depends. Someone that, if this is a man, it's a man that's able to really understand. And if this is if it's a woman, it's a woman that's able to get into her masculine energy and be able to handle difficult, like heavy burdens like that without allowing her emotions to bring her down. She's got, the King of Cups is known to be able to uplift. Yeah. And this actually is a knight in shining armor. And here we have the Nine of Pentacles then. So here we have 3 pentacles in the bush, 6 pentacles at her hand. And this card has been coming up a lot too. This is about knowing when to give, when to take, how much to give, how much to take. The 369, that ratio, 369 that Nikola Tesla spoke of. And she also has a falcon, which is showing that the future is something that has been looked into. And I'm just getting, it's a clear future. Like there's this person can send that falcon out and look at the future. If you ever are sort of stuck, like say you were in a city and you are lost on the street, if you go up into a tall building and go up into the elevator and then look down from a high place like this, you get a higher view. And you'd be able to look down and say, oh, I can see where I need to go. And then you wouldn't be lost anymore. That's the energy I'm getting. Yeah. And letting go. This card is about the energy of not crying over spilt milk anymore. And once again, it's showing like there's a bridge over the water, a bridge that represents emotions. And yeah, these 3 cups are spilt. And I'm just getting this has to do with what this person had witnessed while he was in this energy. And there's the 2 cups behind him that he can just turn around, pick them up, walk down this path, cross the bridge, and go home like this. And maybe, that's kind of, this card is showing that if you focus on what's still left standing, that you, and you appreciate that, let these ones go, let the loss go, and then move forward in a strong way. And there's 2 cups. So I feel like this cup that he's being offered was a cup that, of possibly a relationship that is true love, that's going to really benefit. Yeah. And then we have the 8 of Wands. And look at how similar that is, right? This is the next step after this one. This is the 7 of Pentacles, and now we've got the 8 of Pentacles. I'm getting that this is what he's chosen to do, is move in this direction. And, this can represent, he's already finished one, and he's got these to go, and he's working on that one. This one is directly about making money, and maybe perhaps there was an issue for him, a concern. How will I earn my living now if I, let this go? This is a card of conviction. So that wand that he has, this has been coming up a lot also. So this is conviction beyond a doubt. Like he wants to move forward. Look at, this is right on the sun. He is absolutely determined now that he's going to start living his life the way he wants to live it. He's on higher ground. And so whatever decision he made here, he's now willing to protect that decision. He's willing to, people say fight for it, but fighting can keep you just fighting and fighting. So this is more of being able to say that he's willing to stand in his conviction that he deserves this, is what I'm getting. That this is the path he's going to take. And he has 2 different shoes on, which can often mean someone was in a rush. I don't get that that's the case so much here. I get he's wearing two different shoes. One's a boot and one's just like more like a civilian shoe is what I'm getting with this reading. And then having that Four of Pentacles, a stable foundation for being able to move forward. And again, we have that one pentacle being held, just like the Queen of Pentacles is holding it, and this, and also the Knight. This is saying that this is the route he's taking. And then he has 7 cups there. So these are all these choices that are available because he's made this choice. And you notice these two black figures are right below each other. These both represent an empty vessel. And the choice that he made here has given him all these other opportunities to have all these other choices. I'm happy for him. He was really struggling with this. It was very challenging. So looking from the bottom here as this being the past, and then getting to the top of the pyramid, and now we're coming back down again. Starting off as a young man and full of like enthusiasm for life and all of that. And then there's a reason why there's coffins here, and I'm getting the Red Cross and all of that. I really feel like he was in an actual war. And this, if you know, like for those of you that are listening to this, seeing this, it can also be a war that's within yourself too. It can also represent, I'm getting ancestors, that like grandparents, great-grandparents that have been in wars, in actual wars, and that how that affected the way, the choices they made, you know, through their lives, and how they raised their children, and maybe your parents, etc. Because this is talking about ancestors. The wands represent the like trees, so they have deep roots, which are the ancestors, and then they have the offshoots, which are the descendants. And this the Knight of Cups, like accepting that accepting love in his life or her life, and then moving forward and knowing how much to give and how much to take, and when to do it and when not to. And this is now with a strong foundation and opportunities coming in. And this is like essentially like an empty vessel waiting to be filled with these opportunities rather than this disappointment. And I feel this person, whoever this is representing, now that they've made this decision, that they're worthwhile, that they are worthy of having a good life, they're ready to step out in it, and you know, I'm getting it's almost been like a promise they made themselves that this is how they're going to carry themselves from now on, and they're going to work at it if they have to, and then celebrate life, put down the burdens, and recognize that maybe this is divine justice that stepped in. A gift from God, from Most High, saying, you know, you are valuable, you are part of my great plan, and you deserve happiness, and you deserve to have a fulfillment in your life, and you deserve love is what's coming up. So I'm going to now clarify these with my oracle cards. That's Tales from the Vector, and that's TAILS. And I started this in 2007 and completed the 64 paintings, a very big dragon, some of them. It took me till 2020. And then I worked with them at fairs and seminars, etc., for about 4 years. And now what I'm doing is just taking them out with a bigger crowd, because I'm writing up the manual for them. And then I'm going to bring out my deck. So I just have them numbered here. And I will, in the description box below, I will put the numbers of the cards in the order they appear. And if after this reading is done and you're curious, you can go to TAILS, talesfromthevector.com, and look the paintings up, see what they look like, and you know, there's some more information there also. So the card from the bottom of the deck, yeah, is destruction. And this is a tactic. And yeah, progress in motion. So and this is about devastation of the rainforest, devastation of countries, you know, just destruction from, you know, world events, like, is what's coming up. So this is kind of clarifying that, you know, this is the underlying energy of this emotionally available person, feeling like they were maybe destroyed and they wouldn't be able to recover, but they have and they will. And I'm getting love was the answer, or is still. Yeah, the Aries card, like starting off as an infant. This is about you are enough. This card, the Aries energy is the infant in the zodiac. And it's about either being or doing. So you don't always have to be doing. You can just be who you are and be successful in life. You are enough is what's coming up. Intent is a karmic space. So that's coming up, like this, the decision that he made as a young man, the direction to go. The intent is, intention, they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, because that saying basically means that sometimes what we thought was going to go one way doesn't, and you know it can be really disappointing. It's a karmic space that a lot of times we fall into, or if someone starts off and they've got such good intentions, and then you know just through life and what's going on and everything, that it all kind of goes to shift. Yeah, otherworldly desires. So worldly desires, the reasons why wars happen in the world, you know, are, you know, the worldly desires are involved. And this is about otherworldly desires also. So we all have spiritual desires too. And I feel like that's what this is saying, that this person, you know, the karmic space is like doing things because you feel like you have to earn a living or whatever, and they just don't resonate with you anymore. That's what I'm, and so being able to follow your authentic desires. And then we have Battlestar. Yeah, having the courage to do it and being able to breathe through it. You know, that helps. If you remember to breathe. Yeah, the Battlestar is all about courage. And then we have Cancer. The sign of Cancer, which is a lot of emotion. And we've got the moon involved here. So this is about being engaged in life or being entrenched. So this is, the Cancer is the most emotional of all the signs. Think like young adolescent girls, if you've ever raised young adolescent girls or been one or dated one. Or fathered one or mothered one. Like it can be a very trying time, very emotional. So it's almost like the drama, you know, it's being, you want to be engaged in life, but you don't want to be like drowned out. You don't want your emotions to drown, you know, to drown you. Yeah. So that on top of the truth, yeah. I just feel like, because this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. This person went through hell. Like it was hell. It was not great. So I always cover the Devil card with another card just to see what it was about, because the Devil, that energy is about temptation. And you'll never get the truth out of, and that's basically what this card is saying. God is saying you'll never get the truth out of destruction, you know, and dissemination of information. So, you know, dissemination of information is when information is scrambled and it's spoken in a certain way that you can't really understand what's being said. And it's just scattered. It's scattered information. The answer to the problems in the world are not war. Yeah, or the transition. Okay, so I'm just getting this person saw death close and up front, and possibly caused death is what's coming up. The justice. So basically, sometimes when people get into, their heads and they really are traumatized, they have a hard time being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And quite often that's what, in tarot, the death card is about transition. And so it can be about birth and death. And, the Grim Reaper is holding a black flag with a white rose on it, which represents the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's really good. The Hermit. Yeah, so this person, I'm getting there was a lot of prayers said for this person. Yeah, to travel home safely. And that's coming up. Also, that this continued journey now, because we have it on top of the Fool here, that God is saying safe travels. You've gone inward, you've done the work. You don't need to keep, I'm just getting that this person was beating themselves up, and now there's no need for this anymore. Insightful is All-Star. That's about being in the energy of using your intuition as well as being able to use your logic. And so not overthinking everything all the time. And then we have the need to be right. Okay. So that's another karmic space. Sometimes we need to be right. Because it'll save our life. You need to take the right direction, especially if you're in a situation where you're in a war-torn country or something. You have to be very aware of your surroundings and make the right decisions. Having said that, you don't have to be right just to be right. You could just choose happiness over. It's about facing that only God has the big picture and all the answers. So no one's going to be right all the time. No human being could ever be right all the time. And that you don't have to beat yourself up for maybe have made some choices that you don't feel are right. And the deception. So that's another tactic that human beings run into. And this, just being deceived about the reasons why, what the idea of this is why you're doing it, and then you find out later that that's not why you're doing it, and that's coming back to this scrambling of information, the dissemination. And then we have another karmic space. A lot of karma being cleared here, though. So this person has the ability here to really take some of this energy from the ancestors and really be able to clear it, not just for himself, but for his ancestors and also for the upcoming descendants. By, like I said, if it's been a family where there's a lot of the people have been raised to go and serve their country, then the energy of how this person will maybe raise his children will be slightly different. With not saying that either one is wrong or right, but just because if they are going to do it that way, they'll do a better job of it because they've really broken like a family. It's coming up like a family attachment, that this is what our family does. And then, the pride. So there's a lot of karma being cleared here. So this is really, really awesome to see. That's what we come on the earth to do, is to be able to make, within ourselves, to work through all of this so that we become a better version of ourselves. And as we do that, then we can let go of some of the things that aren't working and haven't worked in the family maybe, and now move forward in a different way. And, sometimes they say pride before the fall. having said that, I feel like this is more about that this person can be proud of themselves, and that other people are proud of them. Yeah, and the trauma, fight, flight, or freeze, this is sitting right over like these burdens and the celebration. So just making that choice, hold the drama and let's start celebrating life again. You have the right, you have the love, celebrate. You've earned it. And then surrender. This is talking actually about, this is a psychic cleanse card. So this is errant energies that can come in. Like if we have, a person has weak there's dynamics inside of them, they'll often be asking themselves, like, what if I do this? What if I do that? That's an indication that it's coming from your inner self. And if it's external, it's like, what the EF, what the EF, external forces, what happened here? And the surrender is not like waving the white flag to the enemy. It's surrender to God and love and everything that you are meant to be, and allowing yourself to, some burdens are just too big for a person to handle. And they say God never gives anyone more than they can handle. So put it down, give it to God, pray over it, meditate within yourself, let it go. And the best gift that you can get, that you could give the universe, would be to really step into your power now, be proud of yourself and move forward. And just do your best. And the dissension, yeah. So there's a lot of tactics in here. And there's a lot of karmic spaces being cleared. And yeah, dissension is like when people start, it's arguing amongst each other. And also it can be about causing people to argue amongst each other, like divide and conquer energy. So this is some things, it's just coming up again here, that some things are just beyond our comprehension as human beings. And we just need to surrender that and, do our best to be the good people that we can be. And then we have the moon coming in, reckless abandon. Freedom, this card in my oracle is, freedom is discipline of the mind. And so, that's exactly what this energy started off as. So this is really good. I'm happy to see this card here. This person, whoever you are, free yourself from it and enjoy life, enjoy love, enjoy all these opportunities coming in. You deserve it. And we have the Lovers. I really like this. Yeah, adoration. And that's for life and whatever. Happy home, happy family. And, oh, look at that. We have Libra energy at the top there. And that is about now as a mature adult, being able to anticipate life. And this is a marriage card also, right on the Lovers. So I just feel like this person, that this is about, and it doesn't matter what age you are or whatever, like some people may never have been married, or might have been married before, and I'm just getting a few times or whatever, been disappointed in love or whatever, and now you can anticipate a really good outcome and let go of the expectations of, how you thought it was all supposed to go. Because you don't want to be caught in that need to be right. Like, it's okay to be in the need to be right when you need to be right, but if you don't need to be right, then be happy instead. And that is how I'll end this reading. I'm so glad that it turned out this way. I didn't enjoy some parts of this reading because there was just so much heaviness around my heart, but I'm really happy to see a happy ending. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading also, and it's brought some benefit to you. And I will, if you would please continue to like, and if you feel that you resonate, hit the subscription button and the subscribe button. I'm like still in this energy. And I will have another reading for you tomorrow. Bye for now.